So today when we meet the children, we try to break that barrier between adult and child and say you meet the child where the child is. The child, you should have the ability to listen to the child. That's when you can give back to the child.
Hi guys, today we are honored to welcome Mr. Ambuj Jhunjhunwala, Trustee of Swami Vivekanand International Schools, known for his commitment to value-based education and institution building. He has been instrumental in shaping a learning environment that blends discipline, academics, and holistic growth. So we are delighted to have you with us.
My pleasure.
So the first question that I would like to ask you, as a trustee of Swami Vivekanand International Schools, how do you ensure that the institution core values remain aligned with the vision of holistic, character-driven education?
Lovely, that's a great question. So, what we've done is we've broken down holistic education into four pillars of student success, and we call it the four P's, which are personality, proficiency, percentage, and passion. So, as you can see, when things start off with passion, they remain there, right? And passion is something that is infectious. It flows from the teachers down to the students and probably down to each and every one of us. So, that's the reason why that's a tool we use to remain rooted to holistic education.
Thank you, sir. So, sir, in today's competitive academic environment, how do you balance traditional education principles with modern, technology-driven learning?
That's another wonderful question. As I said, I'm going to go back to the four P's where one of the P is percentage, and what we do, as you said, is how do you balance academic rigor with technology, right? So when we speak about percentage, we do not only speak about marks, we speak about all of those habits that deliver marks, and those are transferable. So, for example, discipline is a function of percentage. For example, submitting your work on time is a function of discipline. Using resources wisely is a function of discipline. Using technology wisely is a function of discipline. So that's the reason why we are able to blend any challenge or any new invention that comes out. Today we are talking about AI, but tomorrow VR, AR, and all these things are going to come out. And we are saying, hey, if you have the ability to pursue your passions and combine that with some element of discipline, you will do well. Now, whether that means doing well in science or whether that means doing well in the field of cricket, you could choose that. But either ways, you need percentage, right? You need that discipline. You cannot become a world class cricketer without having a certain amount of discipline. And so, our definition of academic rigor or percentage is a little different from the conventional one, which I just explained to you.
That was really great to hear that. So, Swami Vivekanand International Schools are known for emphasizing discipline and values, as you said. How do you translate these ideals into everyday school culture rather than just academics? Basically, the co curricular activities that the students are in.
One thing that we proudly claim is that we are the friendliest school that there is. So, if you go back down to probably the time we have studied, let's say, principal used to be a scary person. We used to be scared to go to a principal's office. That's not the case with most of education today, but at least not with at SBIS, where we say that you need to first hone a friendly environment by being friendly yourself. So today, when we meet the children, we try to break that barrier between adult and child and say you meet the child where the child is. The child, you should have the ability to listen to the child. That's when you can give back to the child. So when you spoke about how do you give the values there, we give the values by listening to the child, not only by preaching to the child, but you listen to the child and hear them out. Then they are receptive. Then they are willing to listen to you, and that's when then we can push forward our message. So I think we create this culture which then percolates.
Okay. Sir, many educators before you mentioned about AI incorporating into education and incorporating digital learning so that students can learn more beautifully and they can enhance their abilities. So, what is your take on this?
Um, I do think AI is a part of our regular life. Now it's, Chat GPT was launched 3 years back. So AI is part and parcel. It may not be the front facing app, but it's powering the scene behind the pictures, right? So AI is a no brainer in today's day and age. Of course, that opens its new set of challenges. How do you wisely use AI? So I think we as educators must open kids to use AI wisely. You must know that it is only as good as you teach it. It's only as good as you train it, right? So the first prompt of an AI may not be the right prompt. You have to have that visual understanding to see whether that's correct, whether you've trained the AI in the right manner or not. So a lot of our role will become how do we train kids to use technology wisely and not sort of surrender to technology. And that becomes very important. It's a tool in our hand, not the other way around. Yeah.
So, do you think after 5 years down the line, AI is going to take over jobs for the students that are going to like pass their college or their postgrads? And will AI be consuming even the daily lives of the normal junior students as well?
I think you're very right. You're very correct. Any new technology always takes away jobs from of a given type. But then there's a flip side. Any new technology always creates jobs of a new type. In my opinion, AI is going to create more jobs than it will take. But we got to be open to those jobs. We got to start training ourselves, be ready to take those jobs. As we see the previous technology wave, when there was websites came in. I remember 90s. I made my first website, and we thought, hey, website has come in. You don't need so many libraries anymore. But libraries never disappeared, right? And now websites have got replaced by a lot of AI. So AI has come in, and we are also thinking that, hey, you know what? We're struggling to grapple with the impact that this new technology is going to have. But we must also be aware technology enables humans to do more. Technology leads to more GDP, more growth, more jobs, more employment. But those people who do not adopt that technology wisely, they miss out. They miss out. So we've got to ensure that we have that responsibility to train our kids and ourselves also, because I think before the kids lose out, it's we who are going to lose out. I mean, not you, but me. I mean, I'm going to be the elephant in the room, or I'm going to be that relic that if I don't adopt this technology, I'm going to be irrelevant. So yeah, it does keep me sleepless. Like, hey, am I fast enough at AI? Am I a creator using AI? Am I thinking AI first? And I'll share with you one example. So very recently, on the dock on my phone, I have now put in chat gpt. I have removed my email, I have removed WhatsApp, I have removed Safari, saying that, hey, I got to be AI first, right? I got to stop using these emails is for the older version of me. Chat gpt, I mean, this Safari is the older version of me. And I struggled. The first day I was cursing myself, where is my Safari, where is my app browser, where is WhatsApp? But we've got to find ways to remain ahead of the curve.
Sure, sir. I agree, totally agree with you. So, sir, the last but not the least question. So, an initiative like ESFE's Educational Summit, how do you think they are going to help the future generation, and how are these initiatives in your perception?
I think such initiatives as ESFE are extremely powerful. Uh, I'll link it back to your previous question about technology. Technology uh, allows us to do a lot more, but it creates certain barriers. One of the biggest barrier that technology has created is we don't meet people too often. We don't step outside our rooms or our comfort zone too often. So ESFE in this entire event has created a meeting point for great minds, educators, service providers, a lot of people in this fraternity. So, I'm delighted that I got this chance. You have these random conversations which are very empowering. I just met a few fellow educators whom I was, hoping to meet since a long period of time, but I just never stepped out. But meeting them today, I feel wiser. I feel, a new burst of energy, and I also feel that I got exposed to a large number of service providers who are doing some great work, and maybe I had not been able to see them if I was sitting at campus or at school or at my office. So I think we need more such events, and I think ESFE has done a wonderful job in creating this vibrant environment over and above the meeting point.
So, we are delighted to hear that. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Mark your calendars. October 6th, 7th and 8th. NESCO, Mumbai, the center of the educational universe. The biggest names are already there. Are you? Secure your spot. Register now at 9892227245 or visit our website.